Hello, this is Short Me Tina from shortmetina.com doing a quick video recap of ticker symbol BSPM. I tried to, and maybe it's just not coming up on my newsfeed, but I tried to research to find out exactly what news was driving this 30% gain, and I couldn't find anything recent. So if anyone knows, feel free to comment in the YouTube section of this video or just at me on Twitter or any other social media outlet, just so I know. But right now, I don't see any news regarding this stock, and it seems as though it's just up on 30% just cause, I don't know. So you ask yourself, is this stock a buy, sell, hold, or do nothing? So let's see what happened. So we definitely came running really strong out the gate from like 920. Where did we open up? Let me zoom into the 15 to see where we opened up. Well, I guess I'm looking at the 30. So you see this big long candle here, this long green candle on the 30. So we opened up today at like 294. Didn't dip too far below that. The low was 290 on this candle, and then it went as high as 410 in the first 30 minutes of trading. The high of the day was 423. Not too much off of the 410 high in the early morning of trading, but after that, let's see what happened. So I'm going to look at the minute chart for the past 10 hours. So we kind of like shot up here from opening up around 2 to like 420 something, representing a good bounce. But for the most part, after we shot up, we did a lot of sideways action, and then we started to decline going into the early afternoon. And later on in the day, we see this little uptick in this little uptrend. So I kind of went back as far as several years. I usually start, when I do these chart analysis, I usually start with the monthly, the weekly, the daily, then I zoom into intraday trading. And believe it or not, when the stock when the stock was rejected at 423 and then you saw some selling, if you look at the descending trend line for the past couple of years on the weekly, you'll see that it actually respected that trend line. So 423, for me, it's a solid level of resistance, and for me to be bullish on this stock, it has to penetrate 423 and actually hold for me to change my thesis and say, well, you know what, this stock has some legs. So for me, it's looking like a short. It doesn't mean that 380 is all you're going to get for today or tomorrow, rather, and then it's going to sell off. I'm not saying that, but I can't see it getting to 423 tomorrow. Based on what I'm looking at in this minute chart, the daily, the 30, and the weekly. So for me, we're at 380 now. The first level of resistance I would pay attention to is 388. So look at how the stock reacts around 388, and that'll tell you if there's momentum behind it. If it can pass 388, the next level for me would be the high of today, which is 423. And if it can pass 423, then it's actually broken out of its 4-year descending trend line, and then I would say, you know what, stock has legs, might be able to run. So you ask yourself, what would be the absolute best spot to actually get into this trade? I personally wouldn't want to long this trade, but if you're looking to long the trade with minimal risk, I think right here is a pretty solid level of support. The stock kind of bounced off here for the most part throughout the day, outside of, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, hour and a half during the trading day around, what is that? Like 1 to about maybe 2 o'clock. So the stock didn't spend too many minutes or hours underneath like that 360 mark. So if I was to enter this trade, I'd enter it anywhere from, low 360s to high 370s. And that can kind of tip your odds in the favor a little bit more. Obviously using maybe this level here, 340, 345 as an indication that the stock is not doing what it's supposed to do. If you go long around 370 and it dips around, dips under 340, you can say to yourself, well, you know what, this doesn't look like this trade is working out. But for me, based on the things that I was relaying to you guys before, stock looks like a short. Tomorrow, if you're going to trade this, I'd pay attention to 388 and 423. 423 is a pretty solid level of resistance. Again, Short Me Tina, shortmetina.com, doing a recap of ticker symbol BSPM.